Hello folks, it's me again, Amanda Enderman, your trusty tour guide in the wonders of the wonderful city, also known as Rio de Janeiro, bringing you yet another video of the series Places in Rio, and here we are in one of the icons of the Belle Epoque of Rio, which is the Casa Cavé. I'm sure you're noticing the background noises and people talking, people working in the kitchen, and this is exactly how it is over here. This is good because you'll have an idea of exactly how it is so that you know exactly what you get once you're here. But nonetheless, come here, you won't regret it. Before I get right onto the theme of the video, I have to remind you that I'm currently offering walking tours through the city of Rio, and all of these tours are described on my website, which the link will be in the description box below, as well as in the first fixed comment. So all you have to do is click there, text me via WhatsApp, make your reservations, and let's get to know the city of Rio in person, folks! With me, Amanda Enderman, your trusty tour guide. Now, before I get right onto the historic bit of the video, which I'm sure is the part that you're looking forward to, as do I, by the way, I have to tell you how to get here. Believe me, it doesn't get easier than this. All you have to do is take the subway from the closest station to where you're staying in Rio.
Oh, but Amanda, I don't know how to take the subway in Rio. I've never taken a subway in my whole life. I'm scared.
I've got you covered. I have already made a video on this very series speaking about not only the subway but the whole public transportation system in Rio. In fact, you might hear the bells of the VLT in this very video because it passes by here. So you can click there and it'll be all explained for you. So you take the subway from the closest station to where you're at in Rio, and you get off at the Carioca station, and then once you get off the station, you just walk a little bit until you reach the September 7th Street, and there Cavé will be waiting for you in the corner of September 7th and Uruguaiana Street. And now, going right into the historic bit, which is the most fun one, what does Belle Epoque mean? Well, Belle Epoque comes from Le French, which means beautiful time. And this beautiful time refers specifically to the period between the end of the Franco-Prussian Wars and the beginning of World War I in 1914. Also, in English, people have coined this era the Gilded Age. And mind you, gilded is not golden. So it wasn't all rosy. There were several countries in Europe which at this time were in dire straits economically, so a lot of people were impoverished, but nonetheless, there was a sense of hope in the future because science had evolved like it never had before, and with this evolution of science, it made daily life easier, and thus it made life in general easier, and also it made even life expectancy longer. So people were hopeful for the future. Even those who were impoverished in old Mother Europe, they were hopeful that they could just go to America or even to Brazil and get rich in America. There was all of this sense of hope. And another characteristic was that France was considered the epicenter of all of this magnificence. In fact, during this time, it was considered chic to learn French and even more so to speak French. Can you imagine that? Well, I'm sure your grandmas can. Bringing it to Brazil, after all, this is a channel about Rio and about Brazil. We started this time here in Brazil with Dom Pedro II as Emperor of Brazil in the Empire of Brazil, and we ended this era as a newly proclaimed republic. Quite a bit of historic shifts in Brazil during this time. And not only that, the mass immigration in this time was very much felt here in Brazil. Immigrants came here from all over the world. In fact, I am gonna make a video about this in this channel, so stay tuned. But this is where my family comes in to the history of Brazil. We're just making ourselves at home. Also, during this time, since France was considered the epicenter of culture, of refinement, of stature and all of that, we also copied France over here. In fact, our republic was very much modeled after the French Republic. Not only that, a lot of architecture that was built during this time was also inspired by France, including the cafes which we built here, of which Casa Cavé is one of them. As a matter of fact, Casa Cavé, where we are now, was first opened in March 5th, 1860. And the first owner of Casa Cavé was precisely a Frenchman called Charles-Auguste Cavé. And this is why, in fact, the name Cavé. But even though a French guy was head of the business, and it was very much inspired by the French cafes, the food served here is very much traditional Portuguese snacks and sweets. Don't forget, my friends, they were opening in Brazil, which especially at this time, the tradition of being a Portuguese colony was very much alive. So of course, what people wanted to eat was Portuguese food. And speaking of food, my friends, this is the main thing that you're gonna enjoy once you come here. So I'll leave you for a few seconds to admire this picture over here. After all, a picture is worth 1,000 words, they say. In this picture, you are able to see a few of the things which are served at the Casa Cavé. One of the main attractions here are, yes, the ice creams. This is why I made it a point to include an ice cream in the picture. This particular ice cream is called Prince of Wales. Brits watching, yes, this is the name. And well, there are other flavors of ice cream, but this is my personal favorite. Half vanilla and half strawberry with whipped cream on top and a cherry just to make things even better. Also in the picture, you'll see the very traditional pastel de Belém. The very traditional Portuguese sweet, but other than that, I also made it a point to include a sweet which isn't very well known, which is the quindim. Made of egg yolks and sugar, and on the bottom there is a layer of shredded coconut. So for those of you who either are intolerant to gluten or are going gluten-free for any reason, or simply don't like gluten, this is the perfect treat for you. Not forgetting, Casa Cavé was always frequented by rich people of the upper crust ever since its beginnings, but also by people who weren't of the upper crust, but which were famous at the time, either during the Belle Epoque or even after the Belle Epoque, such as Chiquinha Gonzaga, and I spoke of her in the video about the rhythms that are from Rio, Carlos Drummond de Andrade, Oswald de Andrade, Olavo Bilac, all of them which are poets. And here you will find signs at the side of some of the tables on the walls which speak a little bit about each one of them. In fact, right next to my table, and I will also add a picture of this in the video, is a picture of one of the presidents of Brazil, which is Juscelino Kubitschek. He's right here next to me watching, sort of, as I make this video for you. He was the president in 1960, and he was the one who decided to change the capital from Rio to Brasilia. But stay tuned, because I will speak about this in future videos. Furthermore, my friends, this concludes this video about the Casa Cavé, and I hope you liked the video. And if you did like the video, please hit that like button. Then right after that, hit that subscribe button, very important. But most important of all, share this video with as many people as you possibly can, so that each time more people may know of the wonders of the wonderful city. And as usual in this channel, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!